All right, man. Let's talk about Christian Wood. Should the Detroit Pistons overpay to keep him in the Pistons uniform? Is he worth it? Let's talk about it. We back Motor City Sports Talk. We in the building. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video, okay? And first, you got to understand what is his market value, okay? I read a couple months ago he was seen to get about $7 million annually. $7 million. That's kind of what his value is on the NBA market. So if you go to Boston, Houston, LA, Sacramento, his market value says that it's around $7 million. So that's what we stay there. So do you overpay him by $3 million, $7 million, to keep him? I don't think anybody's going to break the bank more than $14 million, $15 million to keep him. And what you got to understand is the production he gave you down the stretch, is that going to be abnormal or is that going to be the norm? And that's what you got to ask yourself. Remember, Hassan Whiteside was in a similar situation as Christian Wood. I believe he came from the G League. He was a diamond in the rough. He got paid. He got lazy. But the difference was, physically, he couldn't play 40 minutes a night. The Heat knew that. Everybody knew that. Hassan Whiteside was a part-time player physically. For whatever reason, they never played him more than 35, 40 minutes, whatever it was. He was lazy. He made some poor decisions. Remember, the guns got stolen out of his car. So he wasn't mature enough to be able to handle that money, and his body wasn't physically able enough to live up to that contract. And they knew that, but they still kept him because of what he brought to the table. They overlooked some of his deficiencies and some of his pitfalls, in his maturity. He got that money and he never was the same player that he was before he got the money until it was time to get paid again, and that was with the Portland Trailblazers. Dion Waiters is a little bit different. A guy that was top 3 or 4 pick in the draft coming out. He showed a glimmer of hope with the Miami Heat. He had a nice little stretch the year before. They paid him all that money. He got lazy. He got lax. And pretty much never recaptured that flame again. Now, was some of that because of Pat Riley was being a hard ass and he didn't really know how to sympathize and how to, reach out to him? And what you got to understand, that hard-nosed, old-school stuff that Pat Riley do, that don't work on the youth. Okay? It doesn't. Him and Dion had a disconnect, but Pat Riley wasn't willing to give up any ground. Dion Waiters got overpaid, and they just traded him. He just got basically bought out from a team. He's with the Lakers, and obviously he didn't get to play due to coronavirus. So those are kind of two examples, and obviously they was both with the Miami Heat. And when you're not a major market in the NBA, Boston, the Lakers, got places like that, you can't afford to lose talent to go somewhere else and manifest, and now you looking like a fool with egg on your face. And the Pistons are in the same position that the Heat are in. More similar to Hassan Whiteside. Where we've seen Christian Wood's been able to play the minutes, his body not break down. Everybody know he's going to have to get stronger. He's 25, he'll be 26 in September. I think it was September 27th. I think it is. But character-wise, from what we see, it seemed like he want to win. So they got to look at the character of Christian Wood. If we give him double what he's set to make on the market just to keep him, is he going to fall into Hassan Whiteside, Dion Waiters type of pitfall where I got my money, I'm just going to resort back to doing what I do best, and that's being, lazy if that's him. But if he's a guy that's truly motivated and obsessed with winning, he going to work on his game, work on his body, this, that, and the third. And he brings a lot different than Hassan Whiteside. Similar in body stature, but he's more than a modern-day big. He can shoot it. He can score it. He seems to be more durable. The issue with him staying on the court is going to be with foul trouble. So you got to ask yourself, what type of character is Christian Wood? See, I can't tell you. Everything that I see on the surface look good. But it's a lot of times you got relationships with your boy with his girl, and it look good, but you get from the superficial depth, you get deeper, and it's not that good. It's a lot of people that look happy on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, But hey, you get past the superficial depth, you get deeper, and they're not happy. So if they like this man's personality, they like his maturity, they like his work ethic, the game is there. Defense, that can be taught. He could be a better defender. Dre never got defense down pat. You see that he not no punk. His heart don't pump no Kool-Aid like Andre Drummond. He don't stand up to Joel Embiid. So all you looking at is, can we get him stronger to be our anchor in the middle? Can we keep him out of foul trouble? And will he work hard to achieve what we need him to achieve? And if he does work hard and he does have the mentality where he's not going to switch, he get his money, he going to keep working, then I don't mind paying him $14 to $15 million, overpaying him. That's not going to hurt the Pistons. Especially if in the new CBA, they can amnesty a contract. Because what you're doing here is, they shouldn't be interested in anybody on this market that's available free agent wise. If it's not Anthony Davis, if it's not Brandon Ingram, as far as the high people, the high price people, excuse me, they should be interested in VanVleet. They shouldn't be interested if Gordon Hayward is available. They shouldn't be interested in Fred VanVleet. No high price free agent. They should be building this by young piece by young piece. So if you say I give him a 3-year deal for $15 million, I'm fine with it. Because after 3 years, in 3 drafts, of probably being pretty high in the draft, our team should be coming full circle. So it's not going to hurt us. Even if you pay him, hypothetically, let's say you pay him the max. You not at max for 3 years, whatever that is for him. You're not looking to get no big free agents until 3 years. When you get it right there. You got it right last year with Diambo, we think. This year, let's say you get it right with a point guard. Next year, let's say you historically bad, you get it right with a wing. You know what I'm saying? And then the 3rd year you get it right, guess what? By that time, that contract is up. Because you don't want a makeshift team no more. You don't want to bring a Blake, bring a Tobias. You don't want to throw a Charlie V, a Ben Gordon away. You're not going to recreate a Chauncey Rip, Tayshaun, Rasheed, Ben Wallace type of thing. You finally want to build this thing like the bad boy Pistons. Isaiah, Joe, a couple minor trades, Vinny, Bill, draft Sally, you draft Mahorn. You want to build your team through the draft so you can have, with these guys being a lot younger than those guys, they're going to have longer longevity. So I'm not saying pay him the max, but I'm cool with doubling his market value to 14 to 15 for 2 or 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not going to hamper the franchise. The franchise just need to be built through the draft. Unless you could bring an Anthony Davis and Giannis. If you can get one of those guys to come here, which we don't think so, you have to draft that guy, make him comfortable, groom him here. And what if Christian Wood's become an all-star? Or he just become a really, really solid player in the paint for you? And right now, at the 5 position, he can give you some minutes at the 4 and probably give you some minutes at the 3 with his athleticism. Right now, the 5 position ain't a lot of it. It ain't no real all-stars that's making the team there. Anthony Davis can't get his team out of neutral. Karl Anthony Towns couldn't get his team out of neutral. Anthony couldn't get his team out of New Orleans in neutral. You know what I'm saying? So you got a lot of the 5s, are more like Clint Capella, Jared Allen, DeAndre Jordan, Mitchell Robinson, the other kid down there in Washington. It's some good young 5s. Tristan Thompson, he all right. But really, you're looking at Joel Embiid, Karl Anthony Towns, and Anthony Davis, and neither one of them have been ready, been able to take their team to the promised land. So you don't need him to be a superstar as a 5 to win. Those days are gone. The 90s, the early 2000s, the 80s, the 70s, Bill Russell, Will Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Kim Olajuwon, Patrick Ewing. You don't need that big guy to be that guy no more. No, but you do need a guy that can defend, that he won't be an offensive liability like Clint Capella. He can defend, anchor the middle, and he can give you some buckets. I see him with a work ethic and the right mindset, being an all-star, being a really solid 5. And if you get it from Diambo, a swing guy that can defend and even he can bare minimum defend and shoot the 3, that's great. So now all you're doing is drafting guys around them and hoping they, evolve and mature into something great. So I don't mind overpaying him by doubling his supposed market value. I don't have an issue with it. It's not going to hamper this franchise. We're not trying to makeshift. We try to build through the draft. So even Blake Griffin contract, I've advocated to keep that. It's really not going to hamper the franchise. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Check out Detroit Piston Talk playlist. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All links in the description. Best way to reach me is Twitter, then Facebook. Want to make a donation, Cash App, PayPal in the description. Don't forget Piston 1-on-1 live playlist. Hopefully, we got some more news coming so we can do it live. One time for the one time we gone.